Chapter 2, Insightful Eyes. Yi Hao's speculation was correct. 3 days later, Yi Hao woke up. When he opened his eyes, the world around him seemed extraordinarily clear. Yi Hao used to be a bit nearsighted, but now he was certain that his vision had reached an astonishing level. His hearing had become sharper too. Yi Hao faintly heard conversations from the other side of the wall. "Give me a kiss. This is a hospital. There's no one else in the ward, right? But it's not good if someone sees. Just one, okay? Well." As Yi Hao listened, he suddenly wanted to see what was happening in the opposite ward. With that thought, the wall in front of him disappeared. Yi Hao witnessed a scene of a young couple kissing passionately. Yi Hao exclaimed, startling the sleeping Guo Shu, who, upon seeing Yi Hao sitting up, showed immense joy. "Zhao Hao, you're awake." Yi Hao, looking at his emaciated mother, felt a wave of guilt. "Mom." Guo Shu responded and suddenly remembered something. She quickly pressed the emergency button on the bed. Soon, a nurse came in. Seeing Yi Hao awake, she hurriedly left to inform the doctor on duty. Upon hearing Yi Hao's awakening, the doctor rushed into the room. "I need to conduct a comprehensive examination of your body." After a thorough examination, the doctor reached a surprising conclusion. All of Yi Hao's vital signs were normal, and his body was even healthier than the average person. This was illogical. Nevertheless, the doctor issued a discharge notice for Yi Hao. Upon receiving the news, Yi Ziguo hurried over. After settling the final payment, he took Yi Hao home. Upon returning home, Yi Hao was stunned. Many household appliances and even furniture were missing. "Dad, what's this?" Yi Hao asked, only to see Yi Ziguo's expression darken. At that moment, Yi Ziguo's phone rang. "Yeah, I'll be right there," Yi Ziguo said, taking the keys. "I have something to attend to." Yi Ziguo left, and Guo Shu, after a moment of contemplation, said, "Zhao Hao, rest in your room. I'll go out and buy some groceries. I'll make your favorite sweet and sour ribs for lunch." Yi Hao nodded and returned to his room. Nothing had changed in his room, not a thing. Yi Hao's eyes welled up with tears. "Mom, Dad, I'll make sure you live a good life." Before, Yi Hao wouldn't have dared to say such words, but now, his entire body had been transformed. Lying on the bed, Yi Hao thought about how to make money. He wasn't a fool. How could he not see the family's predicament? Right, insight. Yi Hao quickly thought of the scene in the hospital ward. As he contemplated, he glanced towards the living room. When Yi Hao had this thought, the load-bearing wall within tens of miles suddenly disappeared in his eyes. He saw stools, trash cans, and more in the living room. "I've gained the ability to see through." Yi Hao was finally convinced. Thinking about this, Yi Hao came up with a way to get rich. Scratch cards. Yi Hao used to buy one occasionally, but most of the time, he couldn't even recoup the cost. Now with the ability to see through, not using it would be foolish. Thinking about it, Yi Hao acted. He took out 20 yuan from the drawer and headed to the nearby lottery shop. "Boss, I want a scratch card." Yi Hao pointed at a stack of 21 scratch cards. The shop owner, without looking, was about to tear one off for Yi Hao. "No, I'll pick one myself. Here you go." The shop owner handed the entire stack to Yi Hao. Yi Hao, not wanting to risk this stack, decided to inspect it first. When Yi Hao finished examining, disappointment was evident on his face. The maximum amount in the stack was 100 yuan. However, Yi Hao wasn't too disheartened. It was reasonable. Otherwise, welfare lottery tickets would have closed down. If every stack could win tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, he decided to proceed cautiously. After all, this was a surefire way to profit. "Boss, I'll take this one." As Yi Hao spoke, he tore off the 10th scratch card. He scratched away the foil, revealing 100 yuan. The shop owner looked surprised. "Young man, your luck is good. Want to try a couple more?" The shop owner was clearly trying to take advantage. He knew very well that the maximum prize in this stack was 100 yuan. If Yi Hao continued, he would likely end up putting that 100 back into the shop. "I'll try a different kind." Yi Hao wasn't a fool. How could he scratch from the same stack? Hearing this, the shop owner's eyes showed disappointment, but he still handed Yi Hao a new stack. Yi Hao initiated the insight ability again. This time, Yi Hao's luck was worse than before. The maximum amount in the stack was 50 yuan. Yi Hao took out the 50 yuan scratch card and began scratching. This time, the shop owner was truly astonished. "I said your luck is too good," he exclaimed. "Luck, nothing more." Yi Hao accepted the 50 yuan and decided to stop. You couldn't do this too often. Otherwise, people might get suspicious. Pocketing the 130 yuan, Yi Hao headed to another lottery shop a bit farther away. When Yi Hao was about to use his insight ability again, the foil didn't disappear. Moreover, he felt a sudden weakness that was difficult to describe. This, Yi Hao's face changed. Had the insight ability disappeared? No, this cowled net boot. No matter how Yi Hao tried, he couldn't see through objects with his eyes anymore. Yi Hao was in a state of shock as he returned home. Guo Shu thought her son was still weak and didn't think much of it. Yi Hao didn't rest the entire night. He just lay there, staring at the ceiling. As he stared, an indeterminate amount of time passed, and suddenly, Yi Hao saw the azure sky.